Hey everybody, it's me, Angel Benton, and it is time for another edition of Angel Sudsy Recap. Um, I want to say actually thank you so much to all of those who have left the positive feedback, and even people who have texted me and stuff about the St. Patrick's Day episode. Because I was telling that story about Japan. It was pretty funny. And of course, if you're my friend on Facebook, you'll see my best friend Shane sure does go into a little bit more detail, just like I knew he would. I was like, trust me, he can go into, he tells that part of the story funny, so I always let him tell that part of the story. But, anyways, just thank you so much. It means a lot to me. Okay, moving on. Young and the Restless. Okay, so here's the thing. They have so they actually okay, so back in the day, you know, they would air Young and the Restless and Bold and the Beautiful and Days of Our Lives and General Hospital, and they would air all those in the daytime, and then they would re-air them at night on SoapNet. But then they canceled SoapNet, the entire network. It's all gone now. Well, I literally just found out like last weekend that Bold and the Beautiful and the Young and the Restless also air at night on Pop. First of all, I'd never even heard of Pop. I didn't even know that that was an actual network. But whatever. I found it, and not just that, but it's one of the few networks we actually get. So I was like, oh, okay. And that's really good because when I'm at work, I could stay at work until like 6 o'clock because from 6:30 to 8 is when they had the soaps. So I'm like, okay, great. So that's actually really good because you know, you all know, whenever the White House, no matter who's in the White House, whether it's President Trump or Obama or whoever, whenever they have a press conference, for whatever reason, they can't get their shit together and have their press conferences in the morning. They've always got to have them at fucking 4 o'clock in the afternoon, which is on the East Coast, which is, I'm sure you're probably thinking, oh, 4 o'clock. Yeah, on the West Coast, though, that's right in the middle of my soaps. So we don't get to watch them. So I'm really irritated by that. And I always let you know that's annoying, right? So now, and this isn't for all soaps, if Days of Our Lives or General Hospital gets cut into, I'm fucked. What do I care, right? Damn it. But at least I will still be able to see Young and the Restless and Bold and the Beautiful because I can watch them that night at Pop, on Pop. Okay, so I was like, this week was the perfect opportunity for us to. I feel like I am like a total crackhead with one hand. I'm constant. I need to like sit on this hand. Let's do that so that I don't get all crazy with the gestures. I'm sorry. I'm not a crackhead. I promise you, I'm not a crackhead. My skin is too nice. See, I had to do that, but I had to show you that I've got lovely skin. Okay, anyways, moving on. All right, so this past week they had some sort of like what was it? It was a basketball game, or I don't know, some sort of sporting event that they had on CBS. Sorry. So when all that happened, I was like, okay, that's fine because I can actually watch my. Now, normally, I'd be fit to be tied if they interrupted my fucking soap operas. I hate that shit. But I was like, okay, that's fine. I can watch it on Pop. So I come home and I watch it on Pop. Now, here's the thing. It must have been preempted for the entire country because on Pop, they actually did not, and this was on Thursday and Friday, and on Pop, what they did not do was air the episodes because I guess there were no episodes to air. So instead, here's the thing. Now with Bold and the Beautiful, they actually aired a two-part making of series about their Monte Carlo episodes that they did. And I'll talk about that when I do the Bold and the Beautiful. But for Young and the Restless, they actually did two repeats. Okay, now the first repeat was when Catherine Chancellor died, and they had her memorial service at what is now known as Chancellor Park, right? So, and this was actually back before they started doing those park scenes actually outdoors. This was back inside, okay? So that was great, though, because we got to see a lot of old familiar faces, because a lot of people came out for Catherine's memorial service, because everyone loved Jeannie Cooper. I mean, she was a real pistol. So, Danny, Michael Damian, that's his real name. Michael Damian came back. Nina, I love me. I've always loved me some Nina. She came back. What was great was that Amber came back, and Amber is mostly a character that we know from Bold and the Beautiful. Sorry, but she crossed over to Young and the Restless, and she spent some time in Genoa City, and a lot of that time was with Catherine. So she came back from Los Angeles just to go to Catherine's funeral, and I love that. I thought that was great. I mean, and her son Brock, who's now dead in real life, rest in peace, Brock. But he came back as well. I mean, it was beautiful. It was really a beautiful, beautiful episode. It was great. There's not much I can really say about that. Now, the next day, they played a repeat, and it's a repeat we've already seen because it was a repeat they did either New Year's or Thanksgiving, around that time, I guess. But it was the one where, and this time I actually enjoyed it a lot more because I knew who most of the players were at this point now, because I did my homework when I saw it the first time. I was like, who is that woman that was, trying to kill Nikki? Okay, it was Eve Howard, right? Eve Howard. So they played that episode again. And one of the things that struck me about that episode was that, even whenever I talk about how Bold and the Beautiful is the only real soap that knows how to do a soap wedding, a lot of people think that it's because they do location shoots, and actually that's not the case. I mean, Bold and the Beautiful, it's the case, but that's not what makes them do such good soap weddings, and you don't have to do a location shoot to do a good soap wedding. This was the first wedding between Victor and Nikki. Okay, and his first, and I think Nikki was his second wife, because his first wife Julia showed up, and they were very friendly. That's nice. And then Eve Howard, who he had an affair on Julia with, who was his secretary, she's the one that came and she was trying to kill everybody, with poison in their drinks. And she was great too, because she had on a brown wig, big old glasses. She put shit in her mouth to make her mouth look different. It was great. It was really great. I give her credit for that, because what was funny is that the policeman is like, we're looking for her. Oh, is Paul Williams' father. He was there, and he was like, yeah, we're looking for her, so you're safe. We're gonna keep her, at bay or whatever. Meanwhile, she's literally standing right next to him, which is hilarious. But anyways, the whole point of that is that for Nikki and Victor's first wedding, it was very grandiose. It was all inside. It was all in the studio, and it looked amazing. So there's no reason why soaps can't be that. Yeah. Sets might be small, but you take some out. You schedule shit on a Saturday, or something. Like, you gotta get it together, because in terms of soap weddings, even Young and the Restless nowadays, that was vintage Young and the Restless. So I think that episode aired in 1984, I think. And because that was before I started watching the show. I was strictly an ABC girl back then, but if you're going to do a soap wedding, you can still do it real big. It doesn't have to be at a location. Now, Bold and the Beautiful does do pretty much, not all of their weddings, but most of their weddings on location. Now, Bold and the Beautiful also has some clunkers, too. They had you remember the wedding, I'm jumping a little bit, I'm sorry, but you remember the wedding where Ridge was marrying Brooke and Katie fainted? That was in the living room. Quinn and Eric got married in the living room. Now, for every clunker wedding, there's also a really good one, like, Hope and Wyatt getting married. Sorry, they got married on the Stella Maris I think they were in Monte Carlo when that happened, but whatever. There's all kinds of really grandiose soap weddings that are I can't tell you how many weddings have taken place in Italy, right? Hope and Liam got married in Italy. Hope's a little hoe. I just think about it. Okay, that's off the topic. Let's get back to Young and the Restless. But so it just makes me in a way it's good because it was good to see how many people are still on the show, 33 years later. Lauren, Victor, Nikki, Paul, um, oh, who else? There was one other one. Lauren, Victor, Nikki. Oh, Eileen Davidson, Ashley. So it's, kudos to them for holding on to their jobs for that long. But anyways, that's pretty much it for Young and the Restless. I had to talk about that flashback episode because it was so good. Okay, so thank you so much for logging on today. I do appreciate it. You can follow me on Twitter at Angel Benton. And Instagram, same name, Angel Benton. And you can also, but you won't see these videos on Instagram, so sorry. My YouTube channel, Angel Benton, you can subscribe. That would be nice. But anyways, and you can hashtag YR to talk Young and the Restless. You can also hashtag GH to talk General Hospital. And I'm doing that tomorrow. Okay, everyone, have a great night. Peace out. Wubba, wubba, wubba.